In today's episode, we spent 3 days kayaking through Canada's southern Gulf Islands, where we'll stay in remote campgrounds, explore an abandoned island retreat, encounter a mysterious woman in a cave, and see lots and lots of seals. The southern Gulf Islands are located between Vancouver Island and Vancouver. We start our kayaking adventure at Galiano Island, which is just a 50-minute ferry ride from the mainland. From Sturgis Bay, we get picked up by the rental company who takes us to Montague Harbour, a cute marina where their operation is based. With the paperwork completed, we load our double kayak and are quickly en route to our campground for the night. Good morning. Well, almost lunchtime here on Galiano Island. Sea kayaks locked and loaded. We already left Montague Harbour here. We just had to go around to get some fresh water because they don't have fresh water in the harbour. Now we're gonna kayak up the shoreline of Galiano Island, up north. And then eventually you're gonna set over to Wallace Island, little island with a bunch of campgrounds. Spend the night there and take it from there. Fortunately, the winds and tides are not really in our favor today. Both are coming against us. But I'm in a double kayak, so Helaine can do the kayaking and I just chill in the back. Okay, you've got Wallace Island in the distance.
Yeah.
Having completed the first 10 kilometers of our trip, we reached the sandstone caves of Retreat Cove, an excellent spot for a little lunch break. Check out this haunted house. All oysters.
Wow. Probably can't eat them though.
Oh, not bad. After filling our stomachs with bread and cheese, it was time to check out the small cave we saw on our way in. The property above is private, but the cave can easily be reached by walking along the rocks from the public dock. Okay, so we found some sand caves. Pretty cool actually. Totally worth checking out. Like if we were a caveman, that we would have like the sickest cave if we had this cave. Like all the other cavemen would be so jealous because they'd be like, oh, you got this waterfront with fish and oysters.
Yeah, but it needs like more of a roof because it's really hot in the middle of the day. Like you could have a bedroom there.
Yeah, I need like some curtain.
A curtain for the cave.
With the interior design agreed on, we set over to Wallace Island to find an actual campground for the night. Almost 4 kilometers long but only a few hundred meters wide, Wallace Island, formerly known as Narrow Island, is home to 3 unique campgrounds, which can easily be accessed by kayak. Made it to Wallace Island. Now we need a campground.
Field.
Oh, there are seals. Seal blubber for dinner. Just like Shackleton and Amundsen. And all the other great explorers. Surrounded by seals, we soon pass by Cabin Bay, one of the 3 campsites. With both tent pads already occupied, we push ahead to Chivas Point at the very north of the island. Well, I guess we're not the only ones there. Chivas Point has 9 tent pits, of which we snatched the last one. As it's a long weekend, it's not too surprising to meet fellow kayakers in this beautiful spot. Nestled between arbutus trees, native only to the west coast of North America, we enjoy some red wine and steak before a flock of Canada geese joins us by the water in the dwindling light.
Good morning. Let's make some tea.
With everything loaded back into our kayak, our first destination of the day is Thetis Island, where, as legend has it, a mysterious pizza place is hidden. Okay, we're off to find some pizza up on Thetis Island. Bunch of little islands in between, so it should be a fun kayak. We're not sure if the pizza place is actually open or if it's just a Google myth. They never updated their times. If not, it's back to stale bread and cheese.
Pedal mode activated.
Push me out to sea, baby. It's the best thing for us both. I'll be happy out there, baby. Fish below and stars above. And you'll be happier without me.
Pizza place should be somewhere over there. Maybe. Trying to find the pizza place.
You gonna help me or are you just gonna keep filming?
Okay, tell me.
I had the pizza place on the phone, but it's like a private home. Like an old lady who does it. And now we landed at the wrong beach. I lost reception, so I couldn't put the order in. Helaine is looking for the place, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Oh, there she is.
I think we found it. And so we escaped starvation yet again. Virginia, the lady who runs the pizza shop from her house, kindly lets us use her beautiful garden overlooking Clam Bay and Penelakut Island on the opposite side. Penelakut and Thetis Island are only separated by a thin water pass, so-called the Cut. However, at low tide, a fully loaded kayak can't make it quite through to the marina and the pub on the other side, something to keep in mind when planning your trip or you might get stuck. Should you also want to visit Virginia for a bite, I recommend calling ahead of time or you might not be as lucky as we are. Alright, we're successful after all. Stuffed with pizza now. Now we're gonna head back the same way we came from, just on the other side of the islands. and down further Wallace Island into Conover Cove, where we'll be spending the night. Going once again against the tide, we start our 12-kilometer return to Wallace Island. More seals leading us back to Wallace Island, and I had another beer leakage. Problem solved. Worn out from all the paddling and the summer sun, we eventually approached Conover Cove.
Woohoo! We did it!
Conover Cove, which used to be an island retreat in the 50s, is nowadays particularly popular with boaters who enjoy the shelter in the bay and the easy access through the public dock. Surprisingly, we were the only kayakers at this campsite. Though Conover Cove might not be quite as picturesque at sunset as Chivas Point, it does provide plenty of space for everyone and a roof over your head in rainy weather should you need it. After a nice evening swim, we settled for a simple yet tasty ramen dinner at our spacious campsite. Arigato. Before lying down though, I decided to do some bedtime reading in the lounge, which I have all to myself. So yeah, even though there are a bunch of people here, everyone seems to be on their own motorboat, sailboat. Anyways, if you have to choose between the campground and it's shitty weather, then I'd definitely come to this one because you got this weird shed. Yeah, when it's raining, that'll come in handy for sure. Even though there's a weird foot standing in there, which I don't really know what it is. Yeah. It still smells good. Yeah, I mean...
It's alive.
I'm kind of tempted to eat it, but I also don't want to have the shits while kayaking, so maybe not. And yeah, today we'll be heading back to Galiano Island, where we rented. And on the way on the Saltspring Island side, there should be a coffee shop. So maybe we get some proper chai tea there. So in the 50s, the Conover family bought the whole island and turned it into a retreat. And they built a bunch of cabins up here, a bunch of cottages. There are only 3 buildings remaining. This one behind me is one of the cottages. And then down there we have the main Conover residence. And the other hut, the one with all the driftwood, with all the planks, that was a lounge and a store on the other side. But yeah, pretty much all falling apart.
I don't even like cherries. Coffee with cream.
And so we venture into open waters once again, down to Panther's Point, the southernmost tip of the island, named after the HMS Panther, a vessel which ran aground at this spot in 1874.
Hello.
From here we do the 1.5-kilometer crossing over to Fernwood Wharf on Saltspring Island. Worried the outgoing tide might get us beached on the shallow shore, we park our kayak at the dock, just minutes away from Fernwood Cafe.
Found the pier. Only took us half an hour actually. Now we're just gonna find the coffee shop.
I could tell for miles, baby, we've been making mistakes. You came in with your head high, I didn't know what to say. God, you're such a wildfire, why you playing it safe? We could be a real catch, what the heck, maybe I'm just a fool for love. And you think you're too cool for love. Could it be we're all doomed?
Pleased with our coffee break, we continue along the shoreline of Saltspring Island. However, before making it back into the safety of Montague Harbor, we still have a 3-kilometer open water crossing ahead of us.
Okay, last open water crossing. Kind of a big one, but the sea looks pretty calm.
And so, after kayaking over 50 kilometers through stunning scenery, our adventure is slowly coming to an end.
We're back in Montague Harbor and we're down to our last 2 beers. So I guess it's time to wrap this up. Cheers.
You want to do that again?
Canadians don't cheers. Have a good trip?
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's pretty nice to explore all these little islands, especially when the weather is like that. Thanks for watching. Lots of Canada content coming up, so do the thingy.
Cheers.
Cheers. See you in the next one.